किसी राह भी निकलते। ओ हमें मिलना ही था हमदम, किसी राह भी निकलते। ये कहा आ गए हम, यूं ही साथ साथ चलते। तेरी बाहों में है जानम, मेरी जिस्म जहाँ पिघलते। हो तेरी बाहों में है जानम, किसी राह भी निकलते। ये कहा आ गए हम, यूं ही साथ साथ चलते। तेरी बाहों में है जानम, मेरी जिस्म जहाँ पिघलते। हो तेरी बाहों में है जानम, किसी राह भी निकलते। ये कहा मेरी सांस सांस महके, कोई भी न चंदन। तेरा प्यार चांदनी है, मेरे दिल है जैसे आंगन। कोई और भी मुलायम, मेरी शाम ढलते ढलते। कोई और भी मुलायम, मेरी शाम ढलते ढलते। ये कहा आ गए हम, यूं ही साथ साथ चलते। तेरी बाहों में है जानम, मेरी जिस्म जहाँ पिघलते। ओ हमें मिलना ही था हमदम, किसी राह भी निकलते। ये कहा आ गए हम, यूं ही साथ साथ चलते।
Well, yes, listen close. All aboard the Maha chain. And the Mr. Dunia turn up the game. We no want no name or fame. Play me pon the music again and again. Bani tani chalni bolo, ay jati re. 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 पैरों में तेरे घुंघरू की बिचुरिया, छन छनी 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 छनकाती रे। जो होना है आज हो जाए, घुंघरू चाहे उठ ही जाए। आंधी आए तूफान आए या अंबर झुक जाए। हो अरे बनी तनी चली बोलो ऐ जाती रे जाती रे। बनी तनी चली बोलो ऐ जाती रे। पैरों में तेरे घुंघरू की बिचुरिया, छन छनी 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 छनकाती रे। And Mr. Dunia in full control. Have all the girl them a rock and a roll. East Indian sound, West Indian spice. Me say, give me a beat and a mic because it's not me.
a great time here, guys. You guys notice anything different?
I don't.
You don't notice anything
Actually,
different?
I do. I'm so excited.
That's right, guys. Guys, it is definitely my pleasure here to introduce all of you guys to our brand new Let's Gyaff studio powered by Abee Chunes Radio. As you can see, we've changed the look. It's a little bit more sexy, a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more sultry. So we're hoping you guys love the new look because we do. What do you think about the look?
I'm extremely excited. I can vibe out in here. I'm like loving it. I'm like feeling myself. I'm like feeling you. I'm like feeling the vibe. Did I mention I'm feeling the vibe?
Feeling, all this feeling.
Right. It is Thursday, you guys. We missed you from last week.
That's right, guys. Thursday night. It is a Let's Gyaff night. We want to say a big up to Mr. Anil Sukal, who brought you guys in with that intro song for us. We want to thank a couple of people, of course, Daddy Roshan. Daddy Roshan has been supporting us tremendously with Let's Gyaff, powered by Abee Chunes Radio. Our girls, Pooja,
Pooch.
and Ashi and Guyana, and our new producers who are here, Mr. Ranjiv, the Heartbreaker, is in the house, so the new look is him. And we have our assistants, Veda and Vic, in the house as well. So, guys, thank you so much for bringing in the new look. We hope you guys love it because we love it.
I'm liking the way I look in this new look. How are you feeling in this new look of the look that we got that's going on over here?
Well, I just looked at Facebook, and I want to say hello to all of you 140 who just tuned in. I love it. So I'm seeing what it looks like, but how about we say hi to a couple of people?
Oh my gosh, of course I got to say hi to Abee people. Them. So we got Gulbaru Rani. Hopefully in the new space, in the new environment, I'm gonna get all y'all names right. Don't worry, I'm gonna get all of your
No,
names.
she won't.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, she will.
Yes, thank you.
Positive thinking.
Affirmation,
Positive
put it out
thinking.
there.
Positive thinking. She will get it.
We got Robindra Prasad. locked in.
Rabindra.
Oh, okay. All right. See, Rabindra. We got our regular Michael Nalini Naju locked in.
That's
we got
Michael and Nalini. It's two people, husband and wife.
right. Michael and Nalini. Two people there.
Two people, two fans. So
you
two
guys.
I must share the link.
This is a little bit different. I'm like really overly excited. You guys got you. I know you guys usually see me as an excited type person, but I'll be honest with you. I am extra excited for you guys. Extra. Oh my god. And for us, right?
All right, let me say hello to a couple people too.
All
We've
right,
got
all right,
Gulabo Rani locked on. Rabindra Prasad says good night, everyone. We've got Reshma Badrinath locked on. My girl Vanita is locked on. We got Vic locked on. Rajendra Prasad locked on. Dolly Jagnarine, Farina. It says Lakshmi's locked on. Yeah, I'm locked on too. We've got Vidya G Cam. She says blessed Thursday night to everyone around the globe locked on. I'm from Far Rockaway, New York. We got Neera Bihari. Good night, sweetheart. We've got Eva Maharaj. Let's see. We've got Sonia Chance. We've got.
Oh wait! I got to
go
say
ahead,
this
go ahead.
one. You know I got to say this one,
Go ahead.
Mr. Rudranath Singh.
That is your favorite, Rudra Nath Singh.
Nath
And
Singh.
we all know who's his favorite artist.
Raymond Ramnarayan.
And
oh, I can't remember the other
he
one.
always asks for Raymond Aramnarayan and Terry Guttrell songs.
Right.
We've got Anil Baldeo locked on, Shamiza Natasha Singh, Eva Maharaj.
We got Karen locked in.
Karen is from Toronto.
Toronto in the house.
Who else we got?
We got Shamiza. Wow, the feeds are coming in really so much. You guys, make sure you continue to share that link. Share that link. Did I mention share that link?
That's right, guys, because it is absolutely free to share the link. It doesn't cost a dime. It doesn't cost a dime at all. But if you guys would like to help us out and be a sponsor right here on Let's Gyaff, do hit us up. You can hit up Roshan or Veronica on Facebook, and you can help us out. Speaking of sponsors, we want to thank Western Union for being a major sponsor of Let's Gyaff. So tonight we are going to be gaffing away. Before we start our gaff, let's tune it over to some music. What do you think?
Yeah, you know, I love to vibe.
You guys ready to dance tonight?
We got to see how we just do the wine in the new studio, you guys.
The wine?
The wine.
You want to see she wine?
Yes, in the new studio. Do you guys want to see the wine in the new studio?
I think so. I think so.
right.
We got DJ Dre Sounds locked on. MD Salmon locked on as well. Oh, my girl Sheena Balgobin is locked on. Hey, girl, you're supposed to be here. Where are you? What are you?
Right.
Make sure you're here next Thursday. All right, guys, we're going to turn it over to Mr. Heartbreaker himself, Ranjiv, and we're going to play some nice music to get you dancing a little bit.
Single and free.
I don't have to stay at home. I don't have
right.
to answer phone. I could have any girl in my car. Oh, I could be single forever. Oh, I could be single forever. When my partners have it hard,
As I drink
don't
from
have
it,
to find
magic
no
cup.
card. I could have any girl come over. Oh, I could be single forever. Oh, I could be single forever.
Watch me, I'm free like a bird. Single to the world.
Yep.
Every other night I go take home a girl. Even the best one can't ask question. If she vex, then on to the next one. Run in the morning, girl in the night time. Red face when the two of them combine. Clap for me, cause I got to be always free and single.
When I lie in nice divorce, I don't have nothing to lose. No girl to tell me what to do. I could lie on a Monday, no woman to bother me. I could do what I want to do. I don't want to hear this same thing over and over. Yes, I want to always remain single forever. I don't have to stay at home. I don't have to answer phone. I could have any girl in the car. Oh, I could be
Mr.
single forever.
Give me some
Oh, I could be single forever.
Say anywhere we land up, wine don't stand up. All single girls jump up, push your one up. Don't want no ring, no girl don't ban up. True independent girl don't man up. When we out on the road and we lining, all the girl them in charge of the whining. But no girl can control me, 'cause my destiny is single and free.
My girlfriend used to vex, so she leave me for her next. And now, no girl to tell me what to do. Go on Facebook, check me wall. It's not one girl I have.
Nobody there, girl.
I could do what I want to do.
I do what I want
I don't want to hear the same thing over and over.
This is my song right here, you guys. Single for a life.
I don't have to stay at home. I don't have to answer phone. I could have any girl in the car. Oh, I could be single forever. Oh, I could be single forever. I ain't looking for no wife.
I ain't looking for no strife.
I don't want to hear about divorce.
Good night, God Samaru. Oh,
Plenty girls
Mr.
will sleep
Samaru,
over.
locked in
In
there,
the
guys.
morning, catch that car, 'cause I will be
You want me wine? You want me wine? Make a pass of wine just now.
I don't have to stay at home. I don't have to answer phone. I could have any girl in the car. Oh,
I
I could
want
be
you
single
single
forever. Oh,
Daddy
I
best
could be
life.
single forever.
Tell ya. Actually, if you find somebody
I could be single
that you
forever.
connect with, but if you don't find somebody that you don't connect with, single life for life.
That's right, guys. That's right, guys. That is Single Forever. And I know you guys all know who sang that song. That is none other than Mr. K.I. Passad. K.I.
Mr.
Passad.
Fancy
Chutney
K.I.
Suka Monarch King. And you know, it's funny. I mean, he is known as the King worldwide. And you know, his name is K.I. So it's like it was meant for him, right?
Right.
Because K.I. is like the beginning of King.
Whoa, that's right, you guys.
And you know, she always has like these theories
Right.
of you know, signs and stuff. So you think that was a sign when
That was definitely a sign for him that he came up with that KI.
Yeah, and I heard the story was like, you know, KI wasn't really short for Chris. His name is Chris, right? KI, like a friend of his just decided to call him KI one day, and the name kind of just stuck.
You know, God always has these foreshadows for us. These foreshadows that throw out things and says, you're going to be this, and then all of a sudden you go through life and it manifests into reality, and it's like,
That was for me. It was a sign. Well, guys, we're going to be, so you guys are going to be so excited because Mr. K.I. Prasad is going to be coming on at 9:30. We have an exclusive interview with him tonight, Thursday night on Let's Gyaff. And I know a lot of you guys are excited to find out what's new in K.I.'s life, right? What has K.I. been doing? We want to know. You want to know?
I definitely want to know. I'm excited to even talk to him. I'm a huge fan. I spoke to him a little bit earlier, and I was like, hey! And he was like, hey.
Oh, God, you're going to
I
scare
was like,
him.
prepare yourself, my friend.
Prepare yourself. And I know you were really excited when we said K.I. was coming on.
Yes, I'm a huge fan of some of his songs. I'm like, whoa.
Do you think K.I. is getting the vaccine?
We're
Just asking.
Well, you know what? The whole KI thing, I'm actually thinking he's not.
You don't think so?
He's not going to get the vaccine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know that he lives in Canada, and Canada has been on lockdown forever. Forever. Did I mention forever? They're on lockdown again. So let's find out. You know, I definitely want to know. And, you know, guys, let us know. What's your favorite KI song?
Right? All you Canadians got to behave yourself, you know, social distancing and thing and mask and thing. And that's why I gotta get locked down over there and at your house.
They can't even social distance. They're not allowed out. They're on lockdown.
But that what I say, maybe when them a come out, the little bit time that I'm give them for come out, them not behave
Them a take
themselves.
advantage.
I'm just saying.
Them a
Just
take
say what, them a take
advantage.
plenty advantage.
You don't think the government is
So the
just
government
extra
just say,
strict?
not trust you, they say you stay locked up in your house. You know what I'm saying?
Lock up. Well, you know, we know Mr. K.I. Prasad is coming on shortly. I think, you know, Single Forever was the song that he won in 2012. Let's play another one of his songs. Which one you like? You like Runaway, or do you like Same Gal Twice?
I actually I like Runaway.
You like Runaway?
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Heartbreaker, you think we could get a little bit of Runaway by Mr. K.
Let me see if I got bust and wine. If I got bust and wine with this one, yeah.
Are you trying to do the KI dance?
Guy!
How many of you guys out there know the KI dance? Anybody know? All right, let's do it together. 1, 2, 3.
Ready?
One time when they asking me how I living so nice, I never with the same girl twice. When they asking me how I living so nice, I never with the same girl twice. 'Cause I love red woman, I live in my life so fine. All of my friends and them just show me a single sign. Watch me and take my advice. When they asking me how I living so nice, I
y'all
never
doing
with
the
the
KI
same
dance.
girl twice. When they asking
I'm trying
me
to link
how I
it.
living so nice,
I'm trying to link
I
it for you
never
guys.
with the same girl twice. Everybody do the KI dance.
Same gal twice. That's the only way, you guys.
Everybody do the KI dance. Hey, you, yeah you. Now I know why you feel mad or shame, 'cause you might never see me again. But I ain't trying to play no games. It's just the way from small I was trained. Let me tell you why.
Let me tell you why.
I lived in
Tell you
my
why.
life so fine. All of my friends and them
Y'all make sure
just
y'all
show
do the
me a
KY
single
dance.
sign. Watch me and take my advice. When they asking me how I living so nice, I never with the same girl twice.
Y'all must have comment there. Let me
When
hear how
they
much you
asking
guys
me
at
how
home
I living so nice,
doing
I
with the
never
KI
with the
dance.
same
What's the
girl you why. Cause I love real woman, I live in my life so fine. All of my friends and them, just show me a single sign. Watch me and take my advice. When they asking me how I live in so nice, I never with the same girl twice.
Like talking about that KI, same girl twice. What?
With the same girl twice. Everybody do the KI dance. Go so, 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 go so. Come in. Cause I love real woman, I live in my life so fine. All of my friends and them, just show me a single sign. Watch me and take my advice. When they asking me how I live in so nice, I never with the same girl twice. When they asking me how I live in so nice, I never with the same girl twice. K.I. and the band, Maha Productions. Welcome to Carnival.
As I drink from my magic cup.
All right, guys.
Catch me lover inside me car with long time school partner.
It's my song right here, you guys.
Already?
My song.
Inside me car with
What's the pizza for you? What's the pizza for you?
inside me car with
You is my Sunita right
Oh,
now.
no. I don't think so.
together, boy, it's
Right
enough
now.
pressure. Get Sunita inside me car with Nadia from Cuba. Get Sunita inside me car with Nadia from Cuba.
That's right, guys.
That's right, Rada. I still got a lot of energy.
Is ready for Mr. K.I. Passat. Tell me, who's ready?
I'm excited.
So did anybody say what their favorite song is for K.I.?
Let's see.
Let me get back on
Basti
Facebook.
Durga says, what in that cup? That magic cup. What?
Unfortunately, it's just water. I'll be honest. Unfortunately, it's just water. As you guys know, I just ran here from ITV Gold Studio, so I didn't have any time to do anything. So, and
You
of
guys
course,
do not want to see me with any in the drink if I'm like this already.
what happens to you if we put a little?
All kinds of emotion. You know, I already have so many different forms. You go say, live.
Aliu form. Which is your favorite form?
I'd have to say the silly, fun, laugh and Gyaff.
Laughing Gyaff?
Yes, laugh and Gyaff and wine and pouring it up.
The Let's Gyaff one?
Right, the let's Gyaff form.
So, which sword and thing you bring this week?
You know, I didn't know if the new studio would have let me pass through the metal detector with my sword them, so I kept them outside just in case.
All right, guys.
Because I didn't know maybe not frighten people with a long sword.
Uh-huh.
So maybe next week I'll bring it. Yeah.
You're missing something else too.
Oh yeah, Pixie. I can't find Pixie. Pixie mad at me right now.
I wonder why. Just kidding. So you know what? We are trying to branch him on, and we're just having trying to get him in from Toronto. You know, everything there is locked down. Apparently, the modem is a little locked down too. So meanwhile, you know, guys, we do this word of the week every week. So Veronica, why don't you tell us? Well, you know what? We'll skip that over because the man of the hour has just stepped in. Guys, I am so excited to introduce to all of you, absolutely no stranger, to the Chutney Soca Monarch scene. He is the three-time Chutney Soca Monarch King. You guys know him in 2012. He won with Single Forever. Then 2 years later, 2014 with Runaway. Then 2016, 2 years. I mean, the thing is like 2, 2, 2, I guess, right? With two girls, right? Twice. I'm so sorry. She's so distracting. Second gal twice.
It's the-
But you know what?
It's him. It's not me.
K.I. Prasad
It's his
is
vibe, not mine.
the youngest chutney soca monarch king to ever win the competition. And you know, when you see him perform, whether he is riding in on horses or flying through the sky like a god, you know, there is a reason why he is named K.I., because K.I. is short for king. So guys, let's welcome in Mr. K.I. Prasad himself. K.I. How you doing, K.I.? Oh, your mic is muted, sweetheart.
Darling, your mic mute, ne?
Let's try to fix that. Let's
Hello.
get his mic. Let's get his mic working there.
I think you got me now.
You there?
Right, we hear you loud and clear, boy. Mr. Fancy Man himself.
A happy new year to you, Lakshmi, and hello and nice to meet you, Veronica, and thank you guys so much for having me on the show.
We are so excited to have you here, Mr. K.I. Prasad. I mean, Canada, and Canada.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hey, I'm in Toronto. We actually just went into our lockdown just today. Actually, today's Thursday. A stay-at-home order for a month.
So what's going on in Canada? I mean, with the lockdown and everything. I mean, how's that been treating you?
I mean, all in all, we just been trying to make this the best that we could make it for our version of the story at this point in time. I mean, COVID has come and affected the world and sort of shut down everything, and especially with regards to what we do for a living and the entertainment industry, there isn't very much room to maneuver or to also operate at full functionality. Not right now at all, especially for what we do and the type of interactive events that we do as well. So, you know, we've been trying to make the best of just staying home and enjoying the time and trying your best to understand why you should appreciate this time right now, as opposed to, you know, just crying it down, because all in all, we don't really have a choice. We just have to wait until it's done and until it's time to go back, until the world opens up again.
Awesome. Well, you know, the world knows you, especially for Single Forever, Runaway, and Same Gal Twice. Sorry for messing that up earlier. But, you know, besides that, I mean, the world first saw you as this sweet, cutest little 8-year-old rocking out on the keyboard at a Mastana Bahar show. And you stole the hearts of so many. You know, tell me, was that the moment that you realized that you wanted to be in the music world?
A part of me, like a big part of me, that is, I was only 8, so that's why I say a part of me. I wasn't able to compute or put together those thoughts, you know, all in just one big thing that, hey, this is what I want to do for a living. But I know I loved it. It was nice being hoisted into the air when I won that competition that year, and it was just. It was innocent enjoyment, and it's one of the best enjoyments I've ever had. So I could definitely say it was the time that set me up for everything that I was destined to get into.
Awesome. Well, I'm super excited that you're on and I get to talk to you. I'm a huge fan. I just want to let you know. And they know me as the extra energetic type of person.
Have we met, Veronica?
We have not met in person, but I cannot wait until things open up so that I can meet you in person, because I can already feel the virtual vibes, and it's like
Thank you. I cannot wait to meet you guys. New York's my place, man. That's my place.
I know, and we love you here too. It's not the same, you know, not seeing, you know, any of the artists that are coming in, like from Trinidad or internationally or Guyana or wherever it is. I mean, there are no shows, right? I mean, we're so used to going to, you know, all of these shows, whether it's, you know, Christmas, you know, New Year's, you know, Mother's Day, Easter show, whatever it is, we always know KI is there. You know, some artists internationally is coming in to perform for us.
Right.
It is what it is at this point in time, Lakshmi. I was checking because we didn't really have any sort of what we had about a minute and a half of prep talk on the phone prior to the interview, so we didn't really get too much into everything. But I myself was
literally like I left the one studio and I spoke to him for like 90 seconds.
I was trying to figure out how long it's been since I've been on stage, and the truth is the last time I've been on stage is March 10th last year. So March 10th to April 9th, what is that? 394 5 days.
Whoa.
Wow, he's counting days, not even months.
Yo, it's
Days.
not
Yeah,
much,
doing
but
95
you're
days
doing
since I've
right.
since I've been on a stage, man. That's a problem.
Right, right. And like we mentioned earlier, you had this competition when you were 8 years old. So you actually come from a long line of family of kings, right? Did you feel pressured by your dad to get into this, or was this something that just came really naturally to you?
No, I can't. This is an important question because a lot of people ask this, and I think it more so applies at this time in my life when people are when we get into it. You know, I cannot ever say that I ever felt pressured into getting into music at all. I think more so on the opposite end, what my parents' decision to move to Toronto when we were right immediately following Mastana Bahar, for us to migrate to Toronto. I think that was more so them saying, hey, you guys, we want to give you more options. We want you to really see what's out there in the world, and you guys take your time and you choose, as opposed to, you know, maybe just having at that time being in Trinidad and only following, only knowing the music path that I could have followed up. Remember, I come from the time as well where we didn't have the internet at our fingers, just like that. It was just that transition into that time. So I come from the days where we didn't have handheld devices, and it was just more so what you were into and then what you got involved to, and you had to physically go to places to learn things or to learn about things. And uh, I never felt pressured, but I definitely encouraged. And if you want to say any kind of pressure, especially on the Cappy, that I could feel is that, and it's a good thing I would say, is that he, you know, big up to the dude. He's an experienced and a mad talented musician. And with that being said, he likes his things to be correct, and that was the pressure. I couldn't take any shortcuts, like musically growing up. The chords couldn't be wrong when we were producing prior to the singing career starting. When we were just on the when we were on the music side of things. That's the sort of pressure. But all in all, it helps you. It helps everything about you at the end of it. Your sound, yourself, your brand, your process, how you approach things moving forward, and how you build.
Well, you know, Ki, we know that parents always push us to do our best. And I remember a interview we did years ago. You said your role model was your dad. And yeah, back then I believe it was still JMC Trevani. Okay.
It is one of the greatest interviews of all time because of my behavior. Jeez,
That's right. You better recognize.
You had a lot of fun that night.
yeah,
And that
I
was
was like,
right after your
yeah.
first win, right? Chutney
That was
Sokamana, that's the first time.
right after Single Forever, the Monarch,
Single
yes,
Forever.
first one. Yeah.
But, you know, from JMC Trevani, you rebranded to KI and the band. And
Yes.
your dad, I mean, I believe since 1977 was doing
77.
music with JMC Trevani. I mean, did you have to convince him to let you change, rebrand to KI and the band? I mean, yes, you are the youngest to win Chutney Soca Monarch, but
Yeah.
now here you are being this young, talented man that wants to now rebrand from JMC Trevani to KI and the band. How did he feel about that?
I've never said this publicly, but I feel strong enough to say it now. If I had the if I had it, I shouldn't say the choice. It's not that we didn't have the choice, but if things weren't as technical as they were, our band would have still up to now been called GMC Trevani and counting. I mean, all in all, that name, that legacy, and that I call it a responsibility. It could never leave, and the rebranding was more so in my mind, especially something that would have been temporary in the sense that it's the time's changing, so we add little things or we have little things, but we will always be Trevani. And you know, don't even be surprised if post COVID we're back to Trevani. I mean, Trevani itself is as the foundation, that's the rudiment, that's where the magic comes from. That's what we sound like when people say, "Hey, how is Ki musically compared to his father?" Some people say things like that. You know, people say, "Listen, they sound like Trevani." So it's a sound itself. It's an identity that I wear proud. And 6 years ago, on the 24th of February 2015, is when we rebranded to Ki and the band, featuring everyone at that time. And there were some things at play. We had some decisions to make for the betterment of the band and for moving forward, and some other things that we just had to at that point in time. But it's something that we're definitely thinking about. I myself, I mean, I love my name Trevani. Yet when I say my name, it's like the whole band. Everybody has a memory or a time. Everybody in the band, we all have different experiences with Trevani. So we're definitely always going to be Trevani. And when it comes to asking if I have to convince him. Just the other night we're talking about this, and this was one of his ideas initially. This was one of the things that he would have said. And when I say his idea, something we both talked about per se, and we more so jumped into it when I was ready. And it's not that we wanted to get rid of Trevini. It's nothing like that at all. Once again, it's just more so things that had to be done at the time. But you never know what could happen come maybe even 6 months from now.
Awesome.
How many people would you say actually benefited from you guys changing the name to KI brand? How many people would you say?
Well, I think what she's really trying to say is how many artists do you think benefited from JMC Trevini bands and KI and the band? Like, how many people have you helped grow their music and their brand?
That's a good question, man. As you say,
A lot.
that's a lot to think about. Now, the first thing I'll say is I don't want to be the one to jump out here and use the word help. I don't think we should say that. I think if it is we ever paired up with anybody musically, even if we were sharing advice or experience, that's something more so that we wanted to just say, hear how that would sound and partner with their sound. So we've had a lot of artists partner with our band throughout the years. I'm talking from ever since inception of the 70s all through now, and I could call a million of them. But through that time, some that we could name right now, especially we have dearly close to of course Savita Singh, Nival Chetlala, your very own Ranjiv Ramdeen there as well, our brother Vikas Sahadeo in Trinidad. We've shared some great experiences with these people as well, just in the recent times. That is coming from along, some of them recently, some of them a long time ago. But that's a hard one to answer, Veronica. Jeez Louise, what a question. It's hard to say that I don't want to be here saying that we've helped, but we've come a long way with many frontliners. Prior to me being the frontliner for the band, our lineage came down musically on instrumentation, so we never had any of the Prasads or anybody in the front line singing and then carrying on that role. So we had a lot of people pass through. Arnold Beam, I must say, spent a significant time with JMC Trevini, Sarika Mahabir, and with her many hits to her name, Up and Air, but of course the mega hit with Bunji Garland, Siddiqui, Carleen Wells, Keisha Stewart, Santini, Rampasad, Rita Jones, Ian Singh, and we've worked with all the popular singers as well. So I mean, it's been a great experience. And as you bring it up, thank you to all those dudes and females for sharing that experience with us.
Awesome.
Wow,
Awesome.
that is amazing, and that's fantastic. So, are you in competition with any other band?
when you sit down to write your questions, right? I'm just teasing you.
I'm trying to keep it energetic.
I'm just trying to keep it a little bit
tight.
I love it. Am I in are we in competition?
It's just the two of us.
Are we in competitions with any bands? I would like to say no, that we are not in competition with any band now. However, leave it to Facebook or IG to post up one picture, one collage with the three bands next to each other, and let them put us in competition and let them go down the road. That's what happens, and then we sort of the three of us just sort of sitting. So
I love it. Safe
all of us just sort of sitting over and watching it happen, like however many we could be talking about. But we have a great relationship with with the bands. I would say different types of relationships with all the bands. Arnold Beam and I, we talk when it comes to the Beamers. We would talk on a daily, if not every 2 days. We would talk on the phone, and a lot of the competition that appears in the eyes of the public and thing, I mean, really behind closed doors, we all just a bunch of people who love music, and we try our best not to let anything like the word competition or even the idea of competition come into play. Inevitably, when there's a promoter looking for 2 bands to hire and there are 5 bands available, that becomes competition. So it's not something that we could run from. But technically, I don't like to say, I mean, I don't like to say we're in competition with anybody. We got some good friends in the industry, and we're just trying to do our thing.
You're keeping it safe. But, let me ask you, you mentioned Facebook. And I believe a couple of months ago, you did a collaboration with Vikati Singh.
Yes.
With his song,
Never Gonna Leave.
Right? And there was a little, pushback with some people saying, oh, they shouldn't have collaborated that song. I mean, it got a lot of people talking. I gotta tell you that much. It had, a lot of people talking about the song. But I mean, Yes, but I gotta tell you, I think I don't know if I was right or if I was wrong, but if you remember the comment that I had made, I think when you then posted it on your YouTube, I don't know if anything was tweaked or anything, but first of all, I gotta say, I love the collaboration. Honestly, I
Thank
did
you.
love it, and I think when someone like a king like yourself, a Chutney Soca Monarch, a three-time winner, king, collaborates with someone, that means that that person did something amazing. Because someone who is a king is not going to collaborate with a nobody, right? It means something. But there was a lot of controversy, and you actually commented back. And I was actually surprised that you did. And I said, I guess because of COVID, you got all this time on your hand, to comment back on that. But how did you feel about the comments? That some people were saying that you shouldn't have made a collaboration with that song.
That was quite the experience. It was all in all, we'll call it an experience. I don't want to say it was bad. No, I know it came with some attention that was not so necessarily negative, but not so much the attention that is the only one that an artist would hope for, which is, hey, I love this song. So everybody, their feedback was that even the ones who didn't think the collaboration should have happened, their feedback wasn't that we didn't like the song. It was more so the main narrative was, hey, listen, we got three massive acts out of Guyana right now. It's one of the first times as well that we have the Guyana flag flying this high especially in the chutney industry. Don't get me wrong, we've had many a million, but I'm talking about a year where you have three songs not only popular from Guyana, but the three biggest songs in chutney are Guyanese chutney songs. Not to say like fighting up with anybody from the Trini world, and I could say something like that. And that's what happened. And when that happens now, Guyanese people, just like Trinidadian people, were very patriotic, and we stand proud for where we come from. And I think a lot of Guyanese people enjoyed the fact that, listen, you know what, this was an influence. It didn't have to reach Trinidad first to get popular, which normally is the thing that happens. It didn't have to go through that process. It broke all the rules. And now the idea was to put a Trini back on the artist, back on the song, man. And what if you want to try to run away with the popularity? I see some people come in and say some things like you're trying to make money off of it or whatnot. Just for those people, it's nice to let people know that there's no money to be made at a time like this. It actually costed us money to do the edit and the filming of the video, and so it was the opposite of what people were thinking. But I listened to what everybody had to say, and I was reading a lot of what people had to say as well. And there was not any part of me that could get upset with anybody. I understood exactly where they were coming from. I understood that I would face this when we decided. No, it was the end of December. Avi and they called me up and they were talking, and it's like we all spoke, and Vicardi and everybody, and we would love for you to do the remix on Never Gonna Leave. And I was like, no way, I love that song. And I was like, well, I'm now making up my mind if I should release my own song, when I should release my own song for this year, my Chutney Soca. And it just so happened that this was the first year since becoming KI, I did not do my own song because of COVID and everything. I was just like, the process is going to change slightly, but they asked me to feature on the song. I love it. To me, it was brilliant. And like you said just now, a lot of people would think somebody like me having won 3 Monarchs and with everything that we tried our best to do over the past years, that we wouldn't work with somebody unless it was something great or unless it was somebody known. And while I understand what you're saying, and you mean it in a harmless way, I wouldn't say it exactly in that way. There are new artists and new people as well that we work with prior to anything becoming popular. But at that point in time, for me, a lot of people were saying like, it's like, K it was only when the man get big. I was like, no, I just felt so blessed that they invited me to be on that massive song, on that song that everybody loved. And I knew what would happen, and I embraced what everybody had to say. And at the end of it, nobody hates anybody. And we didn't fight about it. We loved up everybody, and everything is good. Vicardi and I, we are brothers, man. Even Tony, even Vanita, and of course, Avinash is also a member of KI and the band, which a lot of people aren't aware of. So I mean, all in all, it was a great experience. I understood where everybody was coming from, but overall, we did what we had to do, man. We married the music. We did it because we love the music, and that was that. And when we start touring, geez, Louise, that's gonna be craziness.
Right.
We can't wait to head on stage together as well. Yeah.
Well, what's funny is I live in a neighborhood that's predominantly, Afro Caribbean. And the other day, for the first time, I heard a chutney soca song being blasted in someone's car, which is quite unique. This block is actually a quiet, mostly Jamaican block, and they were playing that collab with you and Vicati, and I
Oh
was
wow,
like, what is this?
that's that's great to hear. Thank you.
That's
That's
right. That
excellent.
is what it's about.
Hmm.
Our culture is trending, right? I mean,
And
that's what we constantly talk about.
I fall in love with the process of things, especially you know, we don't get to showcase all the things that goes on behind the scenes. But when we were doing that video as well, it just so happens that we were on another stay-at-home order at that time in Canada. So any plans that we put together to film this video and to do all these things on all these locations and at least make it scenic and grand and big and drones and all these things that we're capable of doing, so at least we could defeat our restrictions in that way. Everything we plan just come and nope, you're not allowed to go nowhere unless it's essential. And at that point in time, I couldn't really justify why the chutney was essential. So I was left with limited options. And when I spoke to the cameraman Ajit out here, and when we started talking, we ended up in my backyard, and we ended up building up this set with lights and all kinds of things. And the process was definitely one to remember. And
Mm.
one of the one main reason I would say that I really enjoy doing this song as well. We have some things in the works. I must let you guys know. I hope these guys don't get angry with me, but that's the whole guy in his team as well. No, but they've actually said it in public as well too. So we're looking forward to letting you guys know more
Of
about that
course.
stuff.
We don't expect anything differently from you guys. We expect you guys to be like taking the time and using it effectively. So I love that you said that. So here's the thing. So we saw that you had an interview with Vashti Durga with Vashti Durga,
Mhm.
and you had a great experience of what West Indians are. What exactly would you say is a West Indian to you?
Did you get
Why
that?
you got said?
Wait.
I mean, West Indian.
This is
Let me break it down. Let me break it down.
no. It's good. But this is a
Okay.
serious interview. All right, I got you.
Oh, we want us to do get up
No,
and
no,
let
I
me do the KI dance. Come on.
Oh,
I
okay.
I
One,
love it.
3,
I've
go.
never I've never had to
You want
I've
that?
never had to answer this. I've never had to answer this question
You're
before.
ready? You're ready? Answer our good energy, high energy girl over here.
West
Yes.
West Indian people are the happiest people on the planet. Let me tell you that much.
Hmm.
All
West Indian
right.
people are people who've mastered ways of turning any negative into a positive. West Indian people are people who've mastered the way of using a little get together or a little lime or a little Gyaff
Right.
to to temporarily not deal with things. However, although some people might say that is bad things, not West Indian people. We know we got to deal with our stuff, or we deal with our stuff systematically. West Indian people are dreamers. Look at Queens, New York. It's Richmond Hill, a little Guyana. It's
Right.
the whole of Queens. They're positive, excellent people, and I'll tell you something about West Indian people. We're very proud and loud, and that means that it's difficult for a West Indian person to be wrong. And I think we all wear that proudly.
Laugh,
But 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 man, I've performed around the world. I've experienced one of the greatest rewards of choosing this career is more so how you get to experience people and how you get to learn people and how you get to see how they enjoy and how they understand things, and so many beautiful and brilliant people all over the world. But West Indian people, there's a way that we know how to just sit down and enjoy and appreciate. We're very giving people. Some of the most
Too giving.
hospitable people I've ever been around. It's especially when you go to Guyana and you enter Guyana itself, and we're just a nice people. Don't get me wrong. We love we bacchanal and we little this and we little that and everything. Yeah, but that's just the spice in the food, man. All in all, is a dangerously delicious dish. West Indian people.
Speaking of dishes, I remember in our interview you mentioned that you're a phenomenal cook.
Really?
So when you come back to New York City, you gotta come on Let's Gap and we gotta do a little Let's Cook. How about that?
Did I say that about myself?
You did. You said you're a phenomenal. You said you're a great cook. I think you said that you cook duck curry, if my memory serves me correct, and that you're inviting me to Canada, Toronto, for duck curry. You also mentioned that if you, at the time, benga picnic then, right? You then said how if a girl wants to impress you, she has to cook lasagna, or I think kalaloo.
I,
You
re-
said,
I
and you
remember that
said not together though. But if she can cook lasagna and she can cook
Kalaloo.
kalaloo, she
Kalaloo.
can make it to your heart.
But then what kind of lasagna you like? Beef, chicken,
Let me use the social
vegetarian.
media friendly answer, man. Minced chicken.
Chicken.
Uh,
All right, Kaya, we are having so much fun with you. We're going to take a break, play some of your music. We're going to look at the chat room a little bit, maybe get one or two comments when we come back. We'll read them and we'll get to know a little bit more about you right here on Let's Get.
you
For
ready?
sure. Thank you, ladies.
And the band me mother say that she in charge of finding my wife. Arrange marriage, the woman for the rest of my life. But after 1 year, my marriage was done. My mother chose the wrong woman. After 1 year, my marriage was done. My mother chose the wrong woman. The girl she named Natasha. Natasha. Yeah, the girl she named Natasha. Natasha. Side to side. Side to side. I feel like I was born again. I feeling so strong again. I ain't going insane cause I ain't getting horn again. No thank you mommy, I running from she. Married life not for me. Cause after 1 year my marriage was done. My mother chose the wrong woman. After 1 year my marriage was done. My mother chose the wrong woman. The girl she named Natasha. Natasha. Yeah, the girl she named Natasha. Natasha. Side to side. Side to side. People started warning me when they see I gone with she. Cause they know she history, relationships don't work for she. No thank you mommy, I was not happy. Married life not for me. Cause after 1 year my marriage was done. My mother chose the wrong woman. After 1 year my marriage was done. My mother chose the wrong woman. Side to side. Side to side. Side to side. Side to side. Me mother say that she in charge of finding my wife. Arrange marriage, the woman for the rest of my life. But after 1 year my marriage was done. My mother chose the wrong woman. After 1 year my marriage was done. My mother chose the wrong woman. The girl she named Natasha. Natasha. Yeah, the girl she named Natasha. Natasha.
All right, guys, we are having so much fun in the new Let's Gyaff studio. So, before we bring Mr. KI back on, we want to just say a special thank you to Western Union. Western Union is a sponsor of Let's Gyaff. So when you guys are thinking about sending money back home, please think about Western Union.
It is the best way of sending money and the easiest way of sending money. They even made it a lot easier for us to send it where it goes directly into the person's account.
That's right. Did you know, KI, in Trinidad and Tobago, instead of sending someone to a Western Union store to pick up money, you can actually send it directly to their bank account?
That's actually mad convenient. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a brand new program, and it just came out. And instead of, all they have to do is sign up, and instead of them, having to take a maxi or whatever, a car or whatever, coming out in COVID, they don't have to do that anymore. All they have to do is tell them to send it directly to the bank account. And I mean, I know you have family in Trinidad. By the way, do you consider yourself Canadian or Trinidadian?
How you know talk like a Trinity so as you ask that? Do you consider yourself Canadian or a Trinidadian?
A? I? Which one?
I'm everything. I'm a born Trini. I'm a naturalized Canadian. Is that correct? I'm a Guyanese by heart as well.
Oh, I love it.
What about a New Yorker?
Here's some personal business. On the stats of my social media, on my let's talk about my IG for a second. When you go into the stats and the breakdown itself, the majority of my followers are from New York. When you go to cities,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
yeah, I love that place. That's my place.
That's right. The best place there is, I must say.
That's right.
That's my
So
place.
anyway, let me tell you about this program. It's called Life Just Got Easier. Send Western Union money transfers direct to a bank account in Trinidad and Tobago. So you guys at home, all you got to do is log on to https://registration.gkmsonline.net or call 868-623-6000 and sign up. And if you're family with KI, guess what? He's going to send the money directly to your bank account.
And what?
Like that?
Yeah.
Super easy. I mean, I know that I send money before at the bank when I want it to go to an account, and you need all this additional information, and the fee is a lot cheaper. That's the
Did-
part that I love, because I'm all about my pennies. I don't know about you, KI,
Make
but
that money.
Lakshmi.
No, but it something like that couldn't have come at a better time, especially now with the COVID and the
COVID.
variants and everything going on. Excellent, man. Hats off on 10 points of Western Union.
Yay, Western Union.
Western Union.
So, KI, we do this this part of the show every week where we have the word of the week. It was inspired by Ragabel Wello. I know you know him as Wello.
Yeah, Willow.
A Guyanese person on
Right.
Instagram. But we've been doing this every week, and Veronica's going to take over and tell you what the word of the week is.
Right.
Do I gotta do anything?
Yes. I'm going to tell you just now. Hold on now.
Hold on.
Hold on,
Brace
no?
yourself a little bit, bye.
Listen.
I'm going to make them easy for you. I'll make them
Okay,
easy.
yeah.
So, Abby, this also want Abby picnic fit learn Abby language, because, they out here in the Western civilization, them attack all this slang and that slang and this slang and stuff. Why not learn Abby this slang, which is pretty cool. I love Abby this language, right? So on Abby show, every single week and every single Thursday, we teach a Guyanese word, and we call it the word of the week. So this week's word of the week is hasli.
Asli.
Hasli, yes. So hasli mean when a baby like this get like candy pan them necks are like hasli, and it is be like little stiff ups are like like this, like stiff up. And then that's when we say is hasli. So we also require, once we give you the word and we give you the definition, that you use the word in a sentence, please.
What's your horoscope?
Why did I know you were
Cray,
gonna
cray.
ask that?
Cray, cray.
Why didn't I know you were gonna ask that?
What's your horoscope?
Yes. Let me see how good you are. I's a unicorn, by the way, and there's a lioness in this unicorn. Let me just let you know.
Yeah, but I'll have 12 guesses anyways. Just tell me that.
I'm a Virgo.
Okay.
Morgana. There's many different forms of me.
The
You're
word
a
of the week.
You're a Libra, right?
Yes, I am. So
He's
the
like,
word of the week is Hasley. What is? Could you
so
spell it for me?
Hasley is like, I better say when baby, when them neck and so stiff like, and then they're like, carny, like kind of like, and I better try for get them back to.
I
So I
hope
better
you
call
don't be
an-
doing that to your baby.
I because call an old lady and I say, oh, the baby get Hasley, and sometimes some people just roll them in a sheet to get rid
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
Hasley,
Yeah.
right?
Don't let her next to your baby. Yeah.
I have two children, by the way, and they came out pretty normal.
Them been
Normal,
get
much more normal than me.
them been get Hasley when them been young.
Yes, and we just roll them in the sheet, put them inside the sheet, and
I remember that.
right.
You ever seen that, Ki?
Yeah, hernia.
Are you writing me a song?
No, but it could be like it could be like
Oh, he goes sing it.
So usually we would ask you to use it in a
Skills.
sentence, but you can
When
sing
I
it.
ain't too far from a girl, and she start missing me. She like this get stiff like Hasley. When I ain't too far from a girl, and the girl start missing me. She never this get so stiff like Hasley.
Whoa, this is skills right here. I am very impressed. You just made it into the unicorn club, my friend.
Wow.
You just made it into the unicorn club. You're magical. That's magic right there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But speaking of Huxley and babies, I mean, we know Ki
How
that
you send? Wait. How you censor Hasley? It's Hasley.
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 Huxley.
She said Hasley.
I don't think I said Huxley, but I think I said Huxley.
You sound like you're from London.
From London.
London.
I wish I was from London, dear, but I'm not. But speaking of Huxley and babies and all of these things, you are a new daddy. Not that new. Toddler at this point. How has it been being a daddy, and still having a musical career?
I haven't gotten a chance to experience what that's really gonna feel like just yet. My son's 3.5 years old, and from the time that he was born to now, and with COVID for a year and even a little bit more and some time off the year prior for me as well, I've spent a lot more of my time home with him than I have having to practice music and more so go out there and be away for long periods of time. So I know most definitely that's going to be a new one for me and something that I'm not looking forward to too much, in the sense that I know I'm going to be going crazy for him. But it's been short of nothing short of the best experience anybody could ever imagine. I remember before he was born, people would say, your life is gonna change, and you would appreciate people telling you those things, but only when you're holding him and when you're holding him or her. But when I held him and he was on top of me, and you realize, hey, it's a love that you couldn't understand, you couldn't comprehend prior, because you don't know what it is. It has to exist. This has to exist for you to understand that one particular love. And I fell in love with that type of love, and it makes you feel complete. It gives you probably the biggest purpose that you will ever find when that happens to you. And all these things just happen to me all at once, and unfortunately with the COVID and everything, it's been hard on the world, and it's been hard on me as well. No two ways about it. But most definitely, I'm appreciating the time I get home right.
So 3 years old, I must say, is one of the most fun age. It's when they want to play. It's when they're coming into their personality. It's when you're learning who they are. So, I mean, I'm sure, you're taking this opportunity to be at home, getting to know who he is, getting to interact with him. Would you say that you want more kids?
Oh, definitely. But when I was younger, I would joke and say I want a band. I think we spoke briefly about this too, Lakshmi. I'm not sure. I think maybe.
Well, I remember you saying somewhere, you can't be Ki and not have kids, right? I heard you say that somewhere.
I can't spell kids at OKI.
You can't spell kids, something like that. I know I heard somewhere. You can't have kids without Ki.
it's like definitely I would like one, maybe two more, three I think would be ideal. If it's four, if it's five, if it happens, it happens. But definitely a sibling for my face man there. And he's the best blessing in the world. And if the more we have, the bigger the band. If they choose music.
Awesome. Well, you just answered what we were just going to ask, which is, will they be part of the band?
Right,
So
right.
you just answered
It's,
that.
he listen. He's growing up in a crazy time where the world is changing, and it's changing in different ways. Like, for instance, if you could change in a way where you could go from here to here and either one, there's so many options that the world's changing this way and this way and that way and that way, and we don't know what the future is going to be like. We don't know what's going to be here 20 years from now, as to if we were talking about a West Indian industry, if it becomes married to another industry and they become a much bigger one. If there are so many things at play just on that end of it. And of course, he himself is going to be exposed and experiences so many things. It's limitless, his possibilities, and my job at this point in time is just to nurture that. And he will be influenced, of course, just being around me and the music and everything like that. He loves singing all day. He plays a C scale. It's like anytime he gets a chance, he's like, Daddy, over and over. And that's
Pretty.
the fact that he understands the length of a C scale and when to stop or how to do octaves at 3, it blows my mind. So I know he's going to be special. He's magical already. And every parent wants to say this about their kids, and you can't give them wrong. And I'm going to take my chance, as I have it right now, to say that I believe he's going to be he is a crazy gifted kid. And whatever he chooses, I can't wait to see what it is.
That's awesome.
Would you say
You know what?
that?
It,
Sorry.
you know what's scary though? You asked me if I want more kids. I've been thinking about this recently, and maybe you guys have as well, but thinking about bringing people into this world at this point in time is a scary thought, as just by itself. And I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but I'll tell you something. I'm a firm believer in climate change, and
So I have a rebuttal for that. So I'm
yeah.
a born again Jesus.
She's very spiritual as well.
Right, I am extremely
very spiritual.
extremely spiritual. Like, I spend sometimes hours meditating. I spend a lot of time by myself. I go to the beach. I take dips in the freezing cold water, and I'm a born again Jesus, so I believe in a lot of the teachings of Jesus Christ. Not to say that it's a religion, but more on a spiritual end as an ascending master. So I actually have a different theory that everything that has happened to this point is God saying, I'm taking back my world, because originally the darkness, whatever you call it, darkness, devil, shaitan, whatever you call it, that the world belonged to that. So all the material things that we were running or chasing after, he said, no, I'm going to put you in a space where you are now at rest, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to restore you and self-discover what I really truly want you to be. And now he says, okay, I'm opening things back up, and he's saying, I want you to be part of my army to embrace this new world, this paradise. So I actually think the complete opposite of everything that's been happening. That's what that just, Jesus just spoke to me. God just said that.
I want to add to what you say. That's amazing, by the way. I believe the same things, and I would have said it differently, of course, but we believe in similar things. I think the world itself had to slow down or stop. That there was a time for the creator and the maker to say, hey, we got to stop this, and we got to turn this into paradise again. And I believe these things are coming. However, I wouldn't run from things like 20 years from now. My son will be 23 years old, and there's a very big possibility that he will not have a summer where he could walk outside during hot months, 5 months of the year, where you could just be bare skinned outside. And that's a crazy world to even think about existing in.
Right.
But it's us that's doing that.
No, I don't.
No,
I know, and we have to stop. No, personally,
right.
because it's not like I have an anti-climate change machine in KI's bedroom that I myself could turn on, but we could all do our little parts. And it's more so, I mean, this conversation alone is subjective, because half the world don't believe in what I'm talking about.
Right.
I think the two of y'all need to get together and write a song about it. How about that?
Right.
But speaking about music, I mean, you were born into music. Your dad being around the band, your entire family. You were grown. You were born into this. You have been in the chutney soca scene for over a decade. Okay, you are the youngest, like we said earlier. You are the youngest chutney soca monarch king. 2012 with Single Forever. 2014 with a Runaway. 2016 with Same Gal Twice. So you know what? You know how to be a king. I'm going to ask you, what is the recipe? What is the recipe to be a chutney soca monarch king? Because there are so many artists out there that want to be the next KI.
If I answer your question and to your exact words, and I gave you my recipe for being a monarch or a king in the chutney soca industry, and two other past winners were to give you their recipes, or three others or four, however many others, all of our meals would taste differently. It'd be totally different meals. It requires a lot of commitment. It requires a lot of understanding. It requires a lot of sacrificing yourself. When I say sacrificing yourself, I'm talking about your time. That is, it requires a lot of having strong back. You're into something that there's no textbook that you could go to school and read. And once you complete this, you write an exam, and you're gonna be a quote unquote successful in the music industry. When I started 10 years ago, 11 years ago as KI, 10 years, we didn't know exactly what was in front of us. But what I did, so I wasn't able to say, hey, I'm gonna be 10 years later, with Lakshmi or with anybody talking about what my recipe would have been, because I didn't know exactly what we were going for in particulars. We didn't know we were taking it year by year, step by step. This is my first time I performed in these types of shows. I want to get to those types of shows next. What is that? What does that require? You make sure that you try to be on top of your game when it comes to everything. Most definitely. What you say is very important, because it's not hiding your views or being fake, but it's more so being mindful of understanding the fact that everybody is different, and everybody in their own right is right on their views of what it is, whatever it is we're talking about, or whatever it is we're doing. Everybody's the hero of their own story, and you got to keep that in mind when you're speaking, representing one, or representing a mass, representing a people. I've been given the chance to represent West Indian people on many occasions, many a time over the last decade, especially, and it requires a lot of focus. And in that as well, you want to be trending, and and trending alone requires a certain type of behavior right now on social media for that 5 minutes of fame that happening right now in certain spots or certain types of things. It's so subjective, and there's so many things that go into it. But whatever worked for me cannot work for somebody else. Somebody else might be 5% better singer than I am, and it may not be required. That energy or that much of some other attribute may not be required. 5% less. It's not necessarily that technical to a number, but you understand the concept what I'm saying.
Right.
But it was focus. It was doing homework. It was making sure your music was correct. Like I mentioned, growing up with Gyaff and the guys from GMC Trevini, it was making sure that if you mess up, you had to wear it proud. There's not one monarch that I haven't won where I ever came back and I make a gain on bar, or we on the internet and we posting this or we doing that. So it takes a lot of maturity and a lot of understanding that everybody wants to be number one. There could be one, and that's just with regards to the monarch. But education.
I remember 10 years ago, I asked you a similar question. Like, what's a typical day in your life?
BBM.
Oh, you remember? Okay.
Yeah.
So. So I heard, right? And I seen that you are like the best performer out there. Like, you be doing these extravagant.
What he be doing? Let me see.
You be doing these, like, I saw one where they strapped you up and you were like up in the air and you was riding horses.
You was flying like God.
Listen, first of all, when you decide to ride in with a unicorn and a lion, right? Can I please be riding the unicorn and you could be on the lion?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Can we do something like that, please?
When you come to New York, right?
When you come to New York and your next performance, I say that would be That would be like the best. But since you were so excited, well, number one first, I mean, I seen you sit on that seat. I want you to get up on your seat and you show me a little bit about what was your most favorite and memorable performance. If you could just show us just a clip, like a small skit of it. I'll do
Oh,
it
you
with
want
you. I'll do it with you.
You want me to do it?
Yes, I want you to do it. I'll do it with you. I'll do it with you.
These
I'll vibe with you. Come on.
these things require props and like flying and all kinds of
Require, like, a
random.
horse. And
No,
some
no.
wires. Can you imagine you had a horse? What you would be doing? Okay, she's imagining she's riding a horse right now. This is what she would be doing.
You could here's my comfort zone. My comfort zone dance, right? And when I say comfort zone, this is now
Yes, he getting up on the seat. Let's see it.
this is my how to put it. I'm on stage with two other artists and we're all performing together. One of them leading on the song right now, and I in the back or I in the middle is the middle part of a song.
Uh-huh.
The feet, you just gotta stay mellow and
Mellow.
easy, just
Uh-huh.
easy.
Oh, okay.
You breaking out.
And how could you show us how you think he flew in like God? You,
Oh,
Veronica, you.
Yeah, I saw you like in one of your videos, and that was my favorite, by the way. It was my favorite where you like they had you strapped, and you could like literally see you like going into the air, and I was just like in awe. I was like,
Can
whoa.
you like skid it out for us?
Oh,
Like
You know, do you know how I did that, Veronica?
huh?
Do you know how I did that?
Huh?
Do you know how I did that?
How? Tell me.
It was in 2015, and I sourced the company, the people out in LA, and they're like in Kentucky and a bunch of places in the States, and I contacted these guys. These are the guys who literally did like Transformers and Avengers. Like if you go to their company breakdown and everything, they're literally the people. They're all in the credits of the movies and everything too. I found them, and I said I want to fly in the sky, and they said it will cost a lot of money, and I will say it here. At one point, it was in excess of 80,000 US to get the entire mechanism turned out, because that one part of flying that you're talking about was this. That was the smaller rig. The bigger rig was the one.
Wait. So what? How much that?
80,000 US
80,000 US.
to use it
That's what I'm talking about.
to use it for 2 minutes.
80,000.
80,000 US, and that's what we did in 2015, and it was a crazy
Where you get that money from,
jump.
boy?
So we working hard. And
Like,
listen,
listen, I got it like that. I told the universe I wanted it, and I got it like that. Right?
the year prior, I won Monarch, my second time, and that coming year, we were in the competition. I said, I want to do something that nobody's ever done. I want to fly in the sky, and I know it's going to cost just as much as I won the year prior, but that's why I'm in this. I reinvest my winnings back into my Monarch and back into everything, and that's where the money has always gone back. That's that's how it is. I'm able to execute everything that's in this crazy mind of mine now, to make it manifest and just be there. We have done that flying thing, the same thing you're talking about. Let me tell you, first we had to call this company. It's the beginning of January. They said, okay, we need to send a scout down there to turn it out. You got to pay this, get a place for this dude to stay, get him transportation, let him come and see the stadium, Skinner Park. He'll let you know. I did all this. This dude flew back out to Kentucky. They sent a quote. They sent everything. We talked to this dude. They said, okay, well, you need a team of 5 people. We're going to send them down there. You got to fly them. So I rented a house for these people. They got a driver. And then the equipment, 9.5 tons of equipment required me to charter half a plane each way. I chartered a plane to get it to Trinidad. And then we kept this equipment for over a month. And then we had to get a plane to send it back as well. It took a lot of work, man.
Whoa. Damn. I love it. What would you say is your most favorite or most memorable performance?
With regards to the competition or in general as KI?
General.
In general, right?
There are a lot. They're also different, because when we in Carnival, I've done some things like some Marshall Mondays and stuff that just out to the park. And then all in all, if you go to if you go to Guyana and we throw a massive show, big up my boy Mahendra Ramkela, when a Clash of the Titans or something, when you see Clash of the Titans out there and we go on that stage, that's like some of my favorite performances ever. One of my favorite performances of all time would have been May 12th, 2019 in New York City at Maracas nightclub, and that was at Ranjiv Medima, his concert, and
Heartbreaker.
a heartbreaker.
Ranjiv.
I went nuts on that stage, man. We had an excellent, ask him about that. We had an excellent show. That was one of my favorite ones too. But I like these shows where you're able to predict less, where you know less about the people coming, and more so you get to learn and watch people and see what they're doing and how they're dancing and what little habit they have and how you can enjoy it with them and how you can relate.
Right.
Awesome.
I love it.
You had so many great performances. I mean, I remember you had opened up for Marshall Montano in New York City, right?
In Madison Square Gardens, yeah, we did that. That was at the beginning of the
That
the
was
entire KI. Yeah.
That was amazing. I mean, to think, you know, one of Abby, these people, one of Abby, the Indo-Caribbean people could,
Right.
you know, perform and open up for a show at Madison Square Garden. That's
He,
amazing.
he took me to the Barclays Center as well. He also took me to the USS Intrepid, and those three venues are amazing. Amazing places to ever as an entertainer be able to say, hey, I perform these stages, I perform these places, and it's something I wear proud as well. But we've had so many. We've been out there in China. We've been to Holland many a time. And the South American leg of things to with Suriname. We do the Englands, we do the islands. Every show is so different, and there's different things to love about it because it's how people get creative to it. There are some places where you could go in a show and you could take off your shirt and people dancing and waving anything and your drinks up and anything, and you like different things happen there as opposed to the more reserved ones where you can't take off your clothes and you can't just be throwing everything all over the place. So it comes down to just experiences and preference.
Awesome. You know, you have worked with so many artists, and so many artists have worked with you. And you know, KI and the band had two very, very talented artists, Naval and Nishad, who both moved on, and they both won Chutney Soca Monarch 2 years in a row, back to back. Would you say your work with them contributed to that win?
No. But just a pause there. Nival and I we still do music together as well, and
He's still part of the band?
well, yeah, we're very close. Nival, myself, and Savita, we're the team that go out there and travel together and everything like that.
So who are the members of the band now?
Myself, Nival, Savita are the main, and then Ranjiv and Vikash, and
Oh,
we
Rajiv though.
yes, Ranjiv is a part, Vikash, just depending. But for instance, Nival is the type of dude where he will not necessarily perform on every show, depending. Like if it just depends on his preference, more so to his style of singing and what it is he's showcasing that night or at that time. Savita, she's blowing up ridiculously all over the place. She's a superstar in her own right as well. So that's the team there. The other guy, he's no longer part of the band. He hasn't been for a few years. But I would say when it comes to Nival and his Monarch win, I don't think I could ever say that I had any help to do with that. No, we've learned a lot from each other. Maybe not the learn is the word. We've spent a lot of time together on stage. And I will say that I've learned a lot watching them. I can't speak for him when it comes to that. But
He is one of the most
but
amazing
but
voices.
when he won and you saw what he did on stage, it was different from the times that I won. So it was just all signature Nival and what Nival could do, and he went out there and did his thing. So I don't want to take that credit for that at all, but he was excellent.
Awesome. He's an amazing singer. I think he's one of the best Indo-Caribbean singers that we have, especially when it comes to Bollywood.
Yes, he's I ain't saying it because we close as well too, but he could be the greatest singer that we've heard from this part of the world. He's different. We've known each other for so long, and he's just a different. I told him he doesn't belong to this world. I think he's from somewhere else. And I can't wait till he's ready for the entire world to hear him, because that's when shit's gonna go crazy, man.
Maybe we have to sing some kind of alien song, like Vijay Ram Kitsun was singing some alien song. So he's an alien. Unicorn song. She wants her unicorn song.
Unicorn song.
A unicorn song?
I'm just putting that out there. A unicorn song.
A unicorn song easy to write, because unicorn rhyme with horn, and I mean you could pretty much just,
And most of the songs about horn.
Oh.
Wait. Veronica, do you know what horn is? Word of the week for KI.
you don't know
Explain
what
to her
horn
what
is.
horn is.
What do you think horn is?
Beep, 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 beep. Oh, her unicorn horn.
The unicorn
Oh, that's so
horn.
cute.
No, 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 no.
Cute.
A horn is a horn. A horn is a horn only when you take it on. But what what a horn is? A horn is when somebody cheats. If you get horn, it means somebody cheated on you. Your partner cheated on you. If you're horning somebody, you're
I'm
cheating on somebody.
sad.
So that's why I sang.
That makes me sad.
Aw.
When I sang this song, horn me, but don't leave me. That man, do what you gotta do, but don't leave me.
Aw.
Aw.
Yo, I love your vibe.
That don't mean I'm
Catch
mean,
it.
America. That don't mean I'm
Bottle
mean.
it.
That don't mean I'm mean now.
In my pocket. So, what would you say is your favorite song? Do you have a favorite song?
Of mine?
Yeah, of yours.
Touch me thinks I'm gonna say single forever.
Why did I feel like you were gonna say that?
Touch me thinks
Why
I'm gonna
was
say
I gonna give you-
Single Forever is one of my favorite songs. Womanizer is one of my favorite songs. Same Girl Twice, one of my favorite songs. Mr. Bartender, one of my favorite songs. Natasha is one of my
See a
favorite
trend
songs.
here. Kind of see a trend here.
And that's
You're gonna sing about true stories?
Right. I didn't wanna.
if all my stories were true, I don't think anybody could go through that much pain and all kind of thing. I just sing about that is craziness. It's
Do you really
every
believe that? What you just
dude.
said?
So
He said, dude.
dude,
Let's get it. Let's keep it real here. It's just the three of us.
so could we get into
Three
this?
of us gaffing.
Let me show you something, right?
Is there any truth to the song "Single Forever"?
No. There wouldn't be truth to it because that would mean I'd have to be single forever, and that's not true.
Okay.
But if somebody were to have to go through, like, if y'all don't mind, I just been got cool with y'all. We linemen, we gaffing.
Yeah, come let me get
Yeah.
If
That's what
somebody,
this is about.
if somebody had to go through what I've written about since like over the years now as KI, right? Think about, you tell me if you think somebody could put up with all of this, and I'm just gonna go line for line, back to back, right? I see them together, boy, it's enough. I get Sunita inside Mecca with Nadia from Cuba, and that's the first one. And then after that, last night I drink a good few, and I don't know all what I do. I swear that I ain't drinking no more rum again. And that one was also about waking up next to a wrong woman. And then you end up singing, I don't have to stay at home. After answer phone, I could have any girl in Mecca. Oh, I could be single forever. And then after that you come and sing, let we be friends for the night. And after that you come and sing, yeah, when I come back, my wife run away. And then the after that you come and sing, look like I end up with no girl again. And then you come back and sing, when they asking me how I living so nice, I'm never with the same girl twice. And then you come, she does only call me for one thing. And then my mother choose the wrong woman. Everything is too many stories for it to be true. It's like a million.
You sure? Because usually people that sing about true story, just sing about their personal experience,
Me take a girl away, hiding from.
Oh, you like that one. You like
Either
that one.
that or
Not true.
this person's
Not true. Not true. Not me.
really strong person that's gone through all kinds of adversity and has found the advantages and all the adversity. Because if they went through all of that, I'd be like,
You think they'd still be standing?
I'd be like that, man. I'm just
You'd be
saying.
in a lot of trouble, or you'd be a really, really, really good player. Which one?
I'd be really having some
No
magic
comment.
drink all the
He's
time.
he's like,
We took some chances to sing some songs over the years. I mean, even Sunita, we didn't know what to expect at that time. Just openly singing about two girls. It's just more so common now that we talk about everything and every way of life and everything. But you don't know what it is to be 24 years old and singing, all legal, I'm too sexy, and one is not enough for me. Every night is 2 or 3. They calling me womanizer. I am a womanizer. That's a chance. I took a chance and it worked.
Kay, let's say hi to a couple people who are locked on.
Right. I'm just taking a look at the feed, and he's getting
Yeah.
so much love.
Yeah, we're getting so much. And, guys, we're so sorry for not, saying hello. We've definitely gotten wrapped up in conversation. But I want to big up Kevin Beer. He says, it sounds like high school all over again. Imran Ahmed says, Natasha is the story of my life. Laugh my ass off.
Right. Kevin Bear says, techie gal away and hiding. All right, all right.
KP says, promoting his songs and win, win, win. Vashi Durga says, I'm so proud of you, KI, and how much you have accomplished. Can't have King without KI. Love the new studio, sisters. You girls are rocking. And Vashi Durga is a part of our new team as well. She's coming on board as a producer of Let's Gyaff as well. So we got the surprise of Ranjiv, and you guys are getting the surprise of Vashi Durga.
Right. So Barber has a question for you. He says, which new chutney singer you think is the future?
You're trying to get me in trouble. I always get myself in trouble with these questions. That's
That's
a
a start for you. I lightened it up by I do my fancy laugh.
You like her laugh?
no. No, oh yes, I didn't hear that. So sorry. I love your laugh. I love your laugh. You have me thinking about the future thing.
Right.
It has some real good artists that we have to look forward to. But definitely, Bacardi, Tony Cuts, Vanita Willie. See, I wouldn't say people like Vikash and say because Vikash is a superstar already. He's more so now a bit newer with certain things and he crossover and everything like that. But these dudes are superstars already. So I would say Vicardi and Tony Cuts on the male end, they have a heavy hold on what's gonna be happening in some years to come. And definitely Vanita Willie. There's some nice talent coming out of Guyana. I just saw a girl by the name of Elsa Lisa. I don't know her personally, but she just released a song yesterday with a nice video, and we have some good stuff. Technology as well is going to definitely contribute to how our industry looks in the coming years, and it's a time where we have access to a lot more things to make us a more grand and create effects that we weren't able to before, right at our fingertips. So I look forward to that.
You know,
But this
KI,
dude-
Chutney Soca Monarch King 3 times over. This year, CSM for the first time had a queen. And maybe some women who were part of the competition may have thought that they would have gotten that crown and did not get the crown. What advice would you give to them?
I wouldn't give advice. I mean, if I were with them, I share great relationships with many of these artists as well, and I would just say, hey, your turn's gonna come. It's gonna come. The first time I went as well, I had to go through that. A couple times I went. It doesn't work that way all the time, and you just gotta focus on what didn't work for you this year or why you didn't win this year, and then keep it clean, keep it positive. The thing I've been saying the longest in all my years is do it for the right reasons. They're all gonna do excellent. When you speak of the females in the competition, they were all mind blowing. I'm talking about from the winner, from Nisha Ramsuk, to Cherish, of course, to Vanita, to the stalwart, to the queen of also to the queen of them all. One of the queens that is Rasika Dindial. Who else did we have as females?
We had Reshma.
Rishma Ram. How could I forget Rishma? And Rishma is ever so talented and seasoned as well. These dudes, Cherish is more so new, so I could say we have Cherish to look forward to as well. But and Nisha Ramsuk, I've heard a couple of her recordings over the years as well. But these dudes, you can look forward to them as well. They're all queens. They're all queens. It's tough to sit down and say, hey, we have one queen of the night, man. That's crazy. And they were all amazing that night.
Awesome.
So how is it working with like big time soca artists like Marshall Montana compared to working with, chutney soca or chutney artist?
It's signature. The experience is signature to each artist. Everybody brings something else to the table. Every time you enter a studio with a different artist, there's a whole different something that happens. It's two ingredients that cooking together in a pot. Myself and whoever that artist is, and you work with somebody like Marshall Montana. Oh boy, you learn, and it's important at that point in time to try not to get carried away, and more so be attentive and learn and pay attention. It's not to copy, but more so see what you could learn and apply for the betterment. Especially working with experienced people like these. They teach you a lot with their singing. I try my best now. When it comes to studio, I'm a dude that works very efficiently inside there, in the sense that I pretty much have an understanding of what I want to hear when we go in and what it is we're going for. So we try to share those experiences. Olatunji, he's a hype man. Marshall, we sit on quietly on the floor. You want an exact example? Sit on the floor, we quiet and talking, and we single forever remix and what to do. And we started, he say, okay, play some chords there, and sit on the keyboard and when these boys started right now, are you looking for no wife? Are you really want no strife? I don't hear about divorce. All my money I can lose. Let you come sleep over in the morning, catch a car. Cause I go be single forever. I would not pair those words exactly like that had it been me alone writing. So that's the type of thing you get when you work with these dudes. You get to maximize and join ideas. And I love doing it. You learn so much.
Awesome. So you've recorded soca. You've recorded chutney soca.
Yeah.
What about Bollywood songs?
What about Bollywood? I love Indian music. I play a lot of Indian music on my piano.
You know your famous line, Curl?
Stop what you're doing in Kerala. We play a lot of Bollywood music. That's what we do. And yeah, maybe one day I'll get into singing it a bit more. But that's not the plan right now. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I was never raised practicing Bollywood music or performing Bollywood music or anything like that. So I was more so raised to appreciate and enjoy it and playing it on a keyboard here. But vocally, we didn't come from that background. So at this point in time, I've never practice that per se on stage or try to execute that professionally or full time on stage. But anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen because you are so versatile. But besides being, a versatile singer, you also own Lime Radio. I mean, right now we're on Abee Chunes Radio. Let's Gyaff is on Abee Chunes Radio. And, as an owner of a radio station, would you say that DJs and hosts give artists music fair play? Or is it more favoritism?
Subjective. It's both. It's both, and this is my answer here. We could debate it because I've been on what we would like to call, let's say those two things do exist, which we're not saying it don't, but I've been on both ends. I've been on the end where people say somebody's playing my music and in favor of me, and I've been on the end where I felt like my music was being held back by certain DJs because those DJs were in favor of other artists. And I'm not in a position, nor would I want to put myself in a position where I could say, hey, it's unfair and there's no justice or there should be fair play or anything. Let me tell you something. It takes work. If you do excellent work, if it's to par, and this doesn't mean only having the money to go buy Maha Productions or buy Big Rich Dipungalongs or one of these. This doesn't only mean that. This means you're nurturing your own talent. This means being able to do something. And when you do it, people turn and say, hey, what was that? I want to hear that. Not you recording something and releasing it. And then with your marketing skills, trying your best to get people to like it too. No, that's how you're selling a product. You're not an entity, That's a whole different world. So you got to look at that when you look into DJs and who pushing who and why they pushing. Yes, people have friends. Yes, DJs have friends. Yes, DJs have reasons to like people. Sometimes they could be patriotic. Sometimes it could be because of what they're going through in life. And an artist sing about that. So they're in a club and come New York, you're on Liberty Avenue at a club and say, bam, bam, yo, do whatever song because they could relate to it. But I don't think DJs are responsible for artists in the sense that when artists say, hey, there's no fair play and it's unfair to us, that's not true. Look at Vicardi, Tony Cuts, and Vanita Willie. They couldn't do anything about that because the music was too good.
Big up Guyana.
Right.
Well, with that being said, Ki, do you think it is the responsibility of the radio station to find the music, or do you think it's the responsibility of the artiste to mail in their, email their music in and push their music?
It's both. As an artist myself, having played both parts of what we're talking about here, it's important, being the head of a media house, to want to make sure that you're on top of your game. You have whatever it is people could possibly request. At this point in time, with the internet and with access to everything, it's not as difficult anymore to even have access to libraries. It may not be your own that you personally put together, but it's important for stations to be on top of their game. I mean, if Bieber releases a song and you are station in Trinidad, Bieber ain't going to send that song to you. You're going to find that song. And It's where Bieber came from. His people gave him that attention, and that's how he got there. I mean, in Trinidad too, it's nice when radio stations talk to artists, and many of them call me all the time. I have great relationships with all of them, and they say, "Kay, I hear you released a song, and you didn't send it out yet." And it's important for artists as well to get your music out there. No two ways, just as important, or maybe even a little more important, because you can't just cook it and expect everybody to come home by you and eat from inside the pot. You have to distribute your food. It's like marketing, like I mentioned earlier as well. But very important is how you do it. It's what you do. All in all, I could tell you something. Every artist in this entire industry could be amazingly successful in what it is they want to do and what they're trying to accomplish in this industry if they just focus on literally being happy. And I know what I just said sounds so broad and it sounds so across the board and like it's nothing. But if they sit and they tell themselves, hey, I want to come home tonight, and when I come home tonight, I should have mashed up that show. And not mash up other artists, but mash up that show. People should have loved the way I sing. I throw an Easter egg in the lyrics of my song, and some people who I wanted get it, they got it. And I feel accomplished. And I spent the last 10 years working to get to this point. Man, this is how we approach it. This is what we see. This is how it is. We don't sit and talk about. There's a reason I'm saying this. We don't sit and we talk about the fair play thing. No, it's been things that come up. Don't get me wrong. We're not totally throwing it away. But if you focus solely on the positive things and really just doing things to help people spend their time in a good way, everything's gonna work out for you. When you ask people to listen to you, you're asking people to spend their time as their most expensive currency.
Right.
Yeah.
Give them good things to spend their time on. Don't waste their time because you and your family believed that you should have gotten some clout.
Right. Right. So now we all know KI and the band, right? Right? So there's KI and the band, and now there's GI and KI. Would you say that you're the one that kind of started that trend?
Meaning,
I mean,
yeah.
because
so what
you
you're
have
trying to say is,
so you have so there's KI, and now everybody's abbreviating, and now we have GI.
yeah, we're getting
right?
all these abbreviations, right? There's
Right.
KI, there's GI, now here there's an AI. So do you think people are following your trend of KI, GI, AI?
I would say that it's I don't know how to answer
It's
this
a
question.
trendsetter.
That's a funny
That you're
thing.
a
I
trendsetter.
mean, here's what I'm asking you, Veronica. You
What's up?
you about to go onto hosting an event, and you're gonna host this event, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's 7 hosts for 7 nights of the week, and you have one night, right? And then of one of the other nights, somebody come in, and somebody had a choice to change their name. Now their name is Michelle, and your name is Veronica, but they changed their name for the program to Veronica. How would you feel?
Fantastic.
No, but you do understand where I'm coming from. It sort of plays on it plays on your on the professionalism and what it is you've tried to bring towards this pairing of these 2 letters, KI, and then I mean, I'm not saying anything bad. Don't get me wrong. You ask me what I think. I would not have gone that way. I can't see somebody who's named that and just say, well, I want so I could even agree, even if it making sense to go and name myself something similar, because it's playing on a brand that's already established and there, and that's what we did over the years, and it was sort of strange to just have somebody just blam. It's like you have a second version of you, but at the end of it, there's no hate. It is what it is. This dude and his team they're hardworking people, man. I seen their efforts, I seen everything they're doing. And it is what it is. But
I mean,
I wouldn't.
they say the best form of flattery is replication. Yeah. So you creating trends, that's really what we're trying to push here. Even with our culture, it's you creating trends. It's you saying, okay, wow, I want to be just like him. Just like how the kids right now
Yeah.
in mainstream are following certain trends. We're like, no, you're creating a trend. You should be tooting your horn and be like, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I was
I mean, I
flattered.
can tell you're a very humble person. You're
Thank you.
extremely humble, and you're very pure-hearted, and I can tell you're very intentional about a lot of the things that you do, and you're
Wait,
very...
are you?
Am I?
Wait, I'm usually right about this stuff.
I'm a regular dude, man. Lakshmi knows me, and
You are a trendsetter.
we've been around each other, and
You are a trendsetter, just like Veronica said. And you know, one thing that she and I have been trying to come up with, and we did come up with it, we just haven't done it yet. We came up with it like in January, but we've never done it yet because we didn't have room in the old studio. But it's the Let's Gyaff dance, which we're not going to show right now.
No.
But I want to know,
Well,
how did you come up with the KI dance?
somebody suggested, we were talking, and I had a very rough copy of the song, but enough to have the on the top.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was talking to me, and they're like, "You should." I was playing it for somebody close to me at the time, and they said, "You should put dance on top there the music, like Amitabh Bachchan," and they did this thing like this, and I was like, "I'm loving that idea." I said, but I'm thinking to myself now, if we in a fete and we partying and people partying, I can't be having people doing this inside a fete because that's gonna cause fight and people gonna be getting knocked up the head and all kinds of stuff. So I say, how it is we can make this fun and nice and easy for people to do without sort of becoming an inconvenience. So I said, a matter of fact, if you stand up, you could go so and it feeling Indian, it giving it just as much vibe, but it fetty too because you're getting to move your hand. It's quite waving, but it's just enough. It's just enough. No matter what race or background, you don't have to learn to curl. You don't have to do anything. You just so and so. And then we in studio, and I was like, we should brand it. And I started. Everybody do a Indian dance. Everybody do a Triveni. Anything I told we were just thinking. Not Triveni. Everybody do like you know what I mean. And we were playing around with different names. And at the end, I was like, everybody do the key. I dance. And we just went with that.
Awesome.
Oh, wow. So that's it? All right. So that's how we going to get
Oh.
Let's Gyaff dance.
That's awesome. Well, we'll be coming out with that Let's Gyaff dance soon, and hopefully you'll come back on and you'll dance with us. I cannot believe it's actually 10:58 already.
Oh, my gosh. We had so much fun.
You know, normally
Time
we
flies.
put you on the hot seat that we play some game, but we're running out of time. But you know what? I think we have time just for a little tiny itsy little game. Game.
Yeah.
All right. So this game, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play a song, okay? And we just a piece of the song, like maybe 3 seconds or 5 seconds, maybe 3 seconds, because you're a professional. Maybe 3, maybe 2, maybe 2 or 3 seconds of a song, right? And we want you to tell us what song that is. You think you
Okay.
can play?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so easy, man. You're so
I know.
easy. While we are getting that first song together, because God knows we didn't realize it was 10:58, I'm gonna ask a favor.
Sure.
Can you show us a picture of your baby boy?
You want to see my face?
See him. Your baby boy.
My face. That's what I call him.
Oh, your
he's like-
face. That's true.
Oh.
That he does
Aw.
look exactly like you.
He's my face. His face, man. That's it. Yeah, he had a nice face from since he born. He's a man. He in charge. He say he's the boss. Well, not that he says this, but he's the boss.
He's the
I am getting one for you right here.
His favorite game to play.
My favorite.
His
FIFA.
favorite game.
Oh, Paw Patrol all day. Or no, like
Oh, the little
especially
blue
Paw
doggy,
Patrol.
right?
Everything is just Paw Patrol all day.
Aw.
This is my. Actually, let me grab it. Here. Sorry about that.
Hey, Dad.
This is my dude right here.
Oh, that is your face.
Handsome.
Oh my
Look
God,
at
he's so
him.
cute. Look at those glasses.
That's my face.
So
Those
fancy.
glasses. Does he do full sentences?
Yeah. He's a big man. He speaks full. Like I mean, my favorite thing about chatting with some friends recently is like the other day he was like, "Daddy, can I have WhatsApp?" I was like, "No, you can't have WhatsApp. You're 3. You can't have WhatsApp." He's 3 years old and he speaks so well and you know his mama him on his P's and Q's when it comes to that too like he will say, "Daddy, are you not feeling well?" And I appreciate that, man. I mean, I've tried my hardest to be as articulate as I can be, or as well spoken as I can be. But he's on a different thing. That's my love. Look how I can't even talk about him without smiling.
Right. I mean, even you just saying that, you can tell that you teach him how to comprehend information and articulate it. What that. That's all you guys, because that's what he's around. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Awesome, awesome. All right. I think we are ready. Okay, we are ready.
Ranjiv.
So get ready. I know you could do this.
Let's go.
First song.
Lego.
Whoa.
Really good, really good.
Jeez,
That was too
Louise.
easy. Okay.
Jeez Louise.
All right. We got another one.
I know it. I just don't remember the exact title.
Can you sing it?
No, tell me it.
Let me play it one more time.
Like play a little more, like 5 seconds.
Okay, 5 seconds.
I can't tell you the name, but I know it.
What does a girl do with chapati?
I know, but like just sing it for me now.
Play one more time.
Bubble.
Yay.
I was yours, Bubble.
You all play a remix. All right, okay, next.
Okay. One more?
Yeah.
One more.
You good, man? You know your music.
I only get 1 out of 2.
You not make joke.
If you're looking for me,
Ahume Swappy. Is it Swappy? You don't know.
No, I know.
No.
No. The answer is no.
Play it one
You
more
want a
time.
little bit more?
Yeah.
You could
if
do
you're
it.
looking for me, Magon. Tell them Magon.
Yeah, Ko and the Boa Galavanzen.
Very good, very good. How about
Fantastic.
can we do a chutney soca maybe?
Yeah.
Fantastico. You are fantastic though. I must say, so very fantastico. You have gotten all of it so far. I am so wow.
While we're
You're
getting
amazing.
that, KP wants to know, is there any virtual event for this year with you?
Nothing planned. I've been sort of not too much on camera, and that's by choice these days. Nothing just yet. The world's gonna open back soon, and then we're gonna be back out in full front line and everything like that too. It's just a quieter time right now. And yeah.
And Kapadia says, will you do a collaboration with Cherish?
Cherish is excellent. Yeah, we could get a collab going with Cherish. Whenever Cherish ready, we gotta get the correct song. We can't rush it. We gotta
Right.
cherish it.
Can't rush it.
I see the two of you vibing. Like
I know Cherish well, and her parents and stuff like that, and I consider them to be, although we don't speak as much as probably family I consider them like just like nice family. So definitely, I think we'll have a tune in time to come.
All right. I think we're ready for this one. It's a chutney.
Great. Let me. Godia Hamad Damian Sukram.
Ooh.
No.
Try again. Yeah, to the song.
Shiva Lak. No. Come now.
oh, he said come now.
Let me play a little bit more. Let me play a little bit more. Little bit more.
Artist.
He knew. He young.
Oh, I'm at Sagram and I'm a family.
Let it rip. Let it rip. All right.
All right, it is the top of the hour.
That's right. Well, Ki, we had a phenomenal time with you. We enjoyed every second of this interview.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
We have to connect afterwards and talk about this whole unicorn and lion event. I will help you find. I'm gonna help
She's
you
gonna help you
find.
find the horn.
I'm gonna help you find the horn.
You could take my number from Latria or Randy there.
She's gonna help you find the horn.
Thank you so much. Make sure you guys, this was K.I. Oh my God.
That's right. Ki Chris Prasad, 3-time Chutney Soca Monarch King. He is an artist. He's a musician. He's a producer. He's a director. He's a writer. He is a daddy. He is apparently a dancer. He's a performer. I mean, you worked with Marshall Montano, who was in a movie. Will you be acting soon?
That was my plan. Like, if you ask me what were my plans when I was a kid, I always wanted to be an actor, man. That's like, those are the things I want to get into. So we're going to be up in that, like, any minute now.
All right.
You just put it out there in the universe.
You just put it out. You just put it out.
Right.
Ki, thank you so much. We're going to end this off with a video from Ki Prasad himself.
That's right.
We had a great time on our Gyaff.
To you, Lakshmi, and to Veronica. Nice to meet you, Veronica and Lakshmi. It was definitely a pleasure doing this 9 years in the future. And this time the time interval is not gonna be that long. We're gonna make sure.
I hope you enjoyed my co-host.
Most definitely, I did.
Full of energy.
Full of energy, and we're gonna link up for sure. Big up. I wanted to say big up a boy on Instagram. He's actually a family of mine, far family. I can't tell you exactly how, but excellent
nice.
song. And to Ranjiv and to the whole team there, to everybody that was locked on tonight. You guys are amazing. I hope everybody's safe and hope everybody's practicing what you need to be practicing at this point in time. Everybody knows what's more so applicable to your area. If you need to stay inside or whatever it is you got to do, wear your mask, sanitize. And I think we're in the long stretch now, the home stretch, and we should be out of this soon. So until we do, and until I to return there to New York and all these wonderful places that you guys are watching, viewing from, I love you guys, man. Ki and the band.
We love you.
Guys,
and
stay
to all of
blessed.
our viewers on Let's Gyaff, we are going to see you next Thursday, 9 to 11 p.m. right here on Abee Chunes Radio. Love you.
Peace, love.
Stop what you're doing and curl. I don't have no money. She tell me don't worry. She don't want a house or a wedding. She does only call me for one thing. I say she only want me for one thing. I don't have no money. She tell me don't worry. She don't want a house or a wedding. She does only call me for one thing. I say she only want me for one thing. Stop what you're doing and curl. Stop what you're doing and curl. It's a confusing time for me. I wish somebody send a sign for me. As I open the door, that's when I realize it's all she want me for. I know that I was happy. Some people saying I lucky. They don't know how I find she the best kind of woman for me. Cause I don't have no money. She tell me don't worry. She don't want a house or a wedding. She does only call me for one thing. I say she only want me for one thing. I don't have no money. She tell me don't worry. She don't want a house or a wedding. She does only call me for one thing. I say she only want me for one thing. Stop what you're doing and curl. Stop what you're doing and curl. Well, I decide to play along. Was like a story from a chutney song. That's when I understand that she had other plans. That one I know for sure. I know that I was happy. Some people saying I lucky. They don't know how I find she I said she only want me for one thing. Turn up all your hand. Turn up all your hand. Stop what you're doing and curl. Turn up all your hand. Yo, K.I. and the band. I don't have no money. She tell me don't worry. She don't want a house or a wedding. She does only call me for one thing. I say she only want me for one thing. I don't have no money. She tell me don't worry. She don't want a house or a wedding. She does only call me for one thing. I say she only want me for one thing. Stop what you're doing and curl.
Girls just wanna have fun, okay? Tunji Montana, AI, top down, remix.
Last year I went on tour, but I didn't want to stay, so I leave my band to play. When I come back, my wife run away. Yeah, when I come back, the girl run away. Last year I went on tour, but I didn't want to stay, so I leave my band to play. When I come back, my wife run away. Yeah, when I come back, the girl run away.
Whoa, the girl she a bust up me head. Whoa, make me wanna cut off me jet. I go in mad. Time for me to get on back. Whoa, carnival is plenty woman. Plenty girl to ease the tension. No matter the girl complexion. Tunji Montana, you okay?
You know I had a plan to have plenty woman. Hey, then something happened to me. From 100 to 1, then I end up with none. Hey, what really happened to me? Now every night I sleeping by myself. Oh, I don't know if I could find someone else. Last year I went on tour, but I didn't want to stay, so I leave my band to play. When I come back, my wife run away. Yeah, when I come back, the
Tunji
girl
Montana,
run away.
I go play myself, get out the hand. In a party, inside me that. A white woman on a African, and a Chinese girl on a Indian. Move it, we don't need no wife again. Move it, no stress in me life again. Move it, plenty girl on my mind again. Okay, should love in the morning.
I give she everything, expensive wedding ring. Hey, but she leave nothing for me. Not even a letter. She changed she phone number. Yeah, tell me what happened to she. Hey, hey, I really wish I could go back in time. Oh, I woulda never made this woman mine. Last year I went on tour, but I didn't want to stay, so I leave my band to play. When I come back, my wife run away. Yeah, when I come back, the girl run away. Yo, Tunji,
Okay.
give me. I don't need a GPS to find no woman. Rest of her.
Columbus, when it come to a woman.
I don't need a compass. It's whoever comes first.
Well, look, it's plenty wine and walking up, and I just can't get enough. Yo!
Last year I went on tour, but I didn't want to stay, so I leave my band to play. When I come back, my wife run away. Yeah, when I come back, the girl run away. Last year I went on tour, but I didn't want to stay, so I leave my band to play. When I come back, my wife run away. Yeah, when I come back, the girl run away.
Tunji Montana,
Yeah, when I come back, the girl run away. Yeah, when I come back, the girl run away. Hey, Trivini K.I.
So, ladies, are you ready to get to work? Yes. Good.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm here to see Dr. Russ.
Go right ahead, she's expecting you.
Thank you. Hi, Dr. Russ. How are you? Seeing me in such short notice.
It's my pleasure. So, Mr. Musa, what can I do for you today?
Well, my family seems to think I have a problem. I don't seem to be a problem.
Explain to me a little bit more.
See, pretty much what I tell them is the same thing over and over.
You don't have to call me baby, you don't have to be my lady. We will never get in no fight. Girl, let we be friends for the night. I know you might call me crazy, you don't have to make my baby. We will never get in no fight.
kind of woman are you usually interested in?
Now I'm looking for a girlfriend that do not want a boyfriend, but looking for a toy friend.
What?
No, not like that. That's not what I mean. A toy friend.
We could meet up while reflecting and lie until the morning. Don't worry about who calling. I know I will love you for life. Oh, but I'm saying I don't want no wife. What I really mean is you don't have to call me baby. You don't have to be my lady. We will never get in no fight. Girl, let we be friends for the night. I know you might call me crazy. You don't have to make my baby. We will never get in no fight. Hear me now. Let we be friends for the night. Don't say you might, yeah. Hug me up tight, yeah. Just for the night, yeah. Just for the night. In a vet under the light, yeah. It is alright, yeah. Just for the night, yeah. Just for the night, yeah. You don't have to call me baby. You don't have to be my lady. We will never get in no fight. Girl, let we be friends for the night. I know you might call me crazy.
This is the end of our session for today.
So soon?
But I would really like to continue this discussion. So meet me tonight at this address.
Thank you very much for your time. Bye-bye.
You don't have to make my baby. We will never get in no fight. Hear me now. Let we be friends for the night.